President Trump has just implemented the biggest Social Security changes in nearly 40 years, and millions of seniors are about to see significant increases in their monthly checks starting this year. Hello, I'm here to walk you through exactly what these changes mean for your Social Security benefits. Whether you're receiving retirement benefits, disability payments, or survivor benefits, these updates will likely affect your monthly income. Let me break this down in simple terms so you know exactly what to expect. The most important thing to understand is that we're dealing with two major changes happening right now. First, the Social Security Fairness Act that President Trump prioritized for quick implementation. Second, the projected cost of living adjustment for 2026 that experts are calling the Trump bump. Let's start with what's already happening to your checks this year, then move into what you can expect for 2026. The biggest change affecting Social Security right now comes from the Social Security Fairness Act. President Trump made implementing this law a top priority after it was signed on January 5, 2025. And the Social Security Administration has been working aggressively to get these benefit increases out quickly. This law eliminates two rules that have been reducing Social Security benefits for nearly 40 years. These rules were called the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP, and the Government Pension Offset, known as GPO. If you've never heard of these terms, don't worry. What matters is whether they've been affecting your benefits. The WEP and GPO stopped applying to benefits starting in January 2024, but the implementation has been rolling out throughout 2025. Here's what this means for you right now. If you worked for a government job like teaching, police work, firefighting, or any other public service where you didn't pay Social Security taxes, but you also worked other jobs where you did pay into Social Security, you may have been getting reduced benefits. The same applies if you're a widow or widower whose Social Security survivor benefits were reduced because of a government pension. The Social Security Administration started issuing retroactive payments in February 2025, and most affected beneficiaries began receiving their new, higher monthly benefit amounts in April 2025. This means you've been getting the increase for several months already if you qualified. The retroactive payments are substantial. These payments cover the increase in benefit amounts going back to January 2024, which means eligible recipients received more than a year's worth of benefit increases in a lump sum. But here's what's important for everyone to understand. Even if you weren't directly affected by WEP or GPO, these changes show President Trump's commitment to strengthening Social Security benefits. This sets the stage for additional improvements that could affect all beneficiaries. Now let's talk about what every Social Security recipient can expect for 2026. The annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is looking more promising than it has in recent months, and analysts are attributing this to what they're calling the Trump bump. The Senior Citizens League released an update in August showing that their model now forecasts the 2026 COLA will be 2.7%. This is higher than their previous estimates, which were around 2.5% earlier in the year. What does a 2.7% increase mean for your monthly check? A 2.5% COLA would increase the average retired worker benefit by $50 per month. So a 2.7% increase would be even better. For the typical Social Security recipient, this translates to roughly $54 extra per month starting in January 2026. The reason experts are calling this a Trump bump has to do with economic policies and inflation trends. Analysts estimate that Trump's impact on COLAs works out to approximately $9 extra per month in 2026, based on the difference in COLA forecasts between earlier in the year and current projections. Let me put this in perspective for you. In 2025, the COLA was 2.5%, which gave the average retiree about $49 more per month. The projected 2026 increase is shaping up to be similar or slightly higher, which means consistent growth in your purchasing power. But remember, the final COLA number won't be announced until October 2025. The final COLA for 2026 will be announced in October, and current inflation trends suggest Social Security recipients may see a modest but meaningful bump in their payments starting in January 2026. For many of you, these changes work together to create a substantial improvement in your Social Security income. Let's walk through how this might look for different types of beneficiaries. If you were affected by WEP or GPO, you've already seen a significant increase in your monthly benefits starting in April 2025. Now, you'll also receive the 2026 COLA increase on top of your already improved benefit amount. This creates a compound effect that can mean hundreds of dollars more per month compared to what you were receiving in 2024. For regular Social Security retirement beneficiaries who weren't affected by WEP or GPO, you're looking at the 2026 COLA increase, which should provide that extra $50 to $55 per month we discussed. SSDI recipients, those receiving Social Security disability insurance, will also benefit from the 2026 COLA increase. The same percentage increase applies to disability benefits, so you can expect a similar dollar amount increase based on your current benefit level. SSI recipients, those receiving supplemental security income, will see their benefits increase as well. SSI uses the same COLA calculation as Social Security, so the 2.7% projected increase applies here too. Survivor benefits will also increase with the 2026 COLA. If you're receiving benefits as a widow, widower, or surviving child, your benefits will grow by the same percentage. The timing of these payments is important to understand. Social Security benefits are always paid 1 month behind. So your January 2026 benefit, which will include the new COLA increase, will actually arrive in February 2026. This is normal and has always been how Social Security operates. Given these changes, there are some practical steps you should consider taking to make the most of your increased benefits. First, if you think you might have been affected by WEP or GPO but haven't seen any changes in your benefits, contact Social Security directly. The implementation has been ongoing throughout 2025, but some cases may require individual review. Don't assume you weren't affected without checking. Second, start planning for your 2026 budget with the expected COLA increase in mind. While the final number won't be announced until October, having a rough idea of an extra $50 to $55 per month can help you plan ahead. Consider whether you want to use this increase for daily expenses, debt reduction, or building up your emergency fund. Third, review your Medicare premiums for 2026. Sometimes Medicare Part B premium increases can eat into your Social Security COLA increase. We'll know more about Medicare premium changes for 2026 later in the year, but it's worth keeping in mind. Fourth, if you're working while receiving Social Security, understand how these benefit increases might affect your earnings test calculations. Higher benefits could potentially impact how much you can earn before benefits are reduced, though this mainly affects people under full retirement age who are still working. What sets these Social Security improvements apart from typical annual adjustments is the scope and the political commitment behind them. The Social Security Administration has highlighted these changes as key accomplishments in Trump's first 100 days, emphasizing the administration's focus on improving services while safeguarding taxpayer dollars. The Social Security Fairness Act wasn't just another small policy tweak. It eliminated decades-old rules that were reducing benefits for millions of Americans who had served in public jobs. The speed of implementation shows a level of priority that benefits like this rarely receive. The projected 2026 COLA increase, while not dramatically large, represents stability and growth in an economic environment that many seniors have found challenging. The fact that estimates have been trending upward rather than downward throughout 2025 is encouraging news for beneficiaries. These changes also signal a broader approach to Social Security policy that prioritizes beneficiary needs. Rather than looking for ways to trim benefits or slow their growth, the current policies are focused on ensuring people receive the full benefits they've earned. Looking ahead, this foundation of benefit improvements creates momentum for additional positive changes, and there are several other proposals and policy directions that could further enhance Social Security benefits for current and future retirees. Beyond the immediate changes we've covered, the Social Security Fairness Act implementation and the projected 2026 COLA increase, President Trump's administration has signaled several other Social Security improvements that could benefit you in the coming months and years. Understanding these potential changes helps you plan better for your financial future. One area getting significant attention is the taxation of Social Security benefits. Currently, if your total income exceeds certain thresholds, you may have to pay federal taxes on up to 85% of your Social Security benefits. The income thresholds that trigger this taxation haven't been updated since the 1980s, which means more seniors are paying taxes on their benefits than ever before. Trump's team has discussed eliminating federal taxes on Social Security benefits entirely. This would be a substantial change that could put hundreds or even thousands of dollars back in your pocket each year, depending on your income level. While this change would require congressional action, it represents a significant policy direction that could materialize in the coming years. Another area under consideration involves the earnings test for people who work while receiving Social Security. Currently, if you're under full retirement age and still working, your benefits may be reduced if you earn more than certain limits. These limits are adjusted annually, but many seniors find them restrictive. There's discussion about either raising these limits significantly or eliminating them entirely for people who have reached age 62. This would give you more flexibility to work and earn income without worrying about benefit reductions. The administration is also looking at ways to improve Social Security's customer service and reduce wait times for benefit applications and appeals. While this doesn't directly increase your benefit amounts, it does improve your experience when dealing with Social Security matters. With all these improvements happening, let's talk about specific strategies you can use to make sure you're getting every dollar you're entitled to receive. First, if you haven't already done so, create a My Social Security account online. This free account lets you track your earnings history, get benefit estimates, and receive important updates about your benefits. With all the changes happening, having direct access to your Social Security information is more important than ever. Review your earnings record annually to make sure it's accurate. Your Social Security benefits are calculated based on your highest 35 years of earnings, so any errors in your record could cost you money. If you spot an error, contact Social Security immediately to get it corrected. If you're still working and receiving Social Security, understand how the 2026 benefit increases might affect your situation. Higher benefits could change your earnings test calculations if you're under full retirement age. The good news is that any benefits withheld due to the earnings test aren't lost forever. They're added back to your benefit amount once you reach full retirement age. For those of you receiving SSDI benefits, these increases work the same way as retirement benefits. Your disability benefits will grow with the 2026 COLA, and if you were affected by WEP or GPO, you've already seen those improvements. Remember that SSDI benefits automatically convert to retirement benefits when you reach full retirement age, so these increases carry forward throughout your lifetime. SSI recipients should pay special attention to how benefit increases might affect other assistance programs you receive. SSI has strict income and asset limits, and while the benefit increases are good news, make sure you understand how they interact with programs like SNAP, Medicaid, or housing assistance. Many of you receiving Social Security also have connections to military service, either through your own service or that of a spouse. The changes we've discussed can interact with VA benefits in important ways. If you receive both Social Security and VA disability compensation, the good news is that VA benefits don't affect your Social Security benefits. These are separate programs, and increases in your Social Security benefits won't reduce your VA payments. However, if you receive SSI, VA benefits can affect those payments because SSI considers most other income. For veteran survivors, the elimination of the government pension offset is particularly important. If you're receiving a VA survivor pension and were also eligible for Social Security survivor benefits, GPO may have reduced your Social Security payments. Now that GPO is eliminated, you should be receiving your full Social Security survivor benefits. Veterans who worked in federal jobs after military service may have been affected by both WEP and GPO. If this describes your situation, you've likely seen substantial increases in your Social Security benefits throughout 2025. Make sure to contact Social Security if you think you should have received adjustments but haven't seen any changes. The VA also provides annual cost of living adjustments to its benefits, though they're calculated differently than Social Security's COLA. For 2025, VA benefits increased by 5.2%, which was higher than Social Security's 2.5% increase. This means veterans receiving both types of benefits saw good increases from both programs. If you're a veteran spouse or survivor, remember that you may be eligible for benefits from multiple programs. Social Security survivor benefits, VA survivor benefits, and potentially other programs can sometimes be received simultaneously. The recent changes make it more likely that you're receiving the full amounts you're entitled to from each program. These Social Security improvements create an opportunity for you to strengthen your overall financial position. Let's talk about how to make the most of your increased benefits. Consider whether you want to use your benefit increases for current expenses or future security. An extra $50 to $60 per month might not seem like a lot, but over the course of a year, that's $600 to $720. Over 5 years, you're looking at $3,000 to $3,600 in additional income. If your current expenses are well covered, think about putting some of this increase into an emergency fund. Financial experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, and your increased Social Security benefits can help you build toward that goal. For those of you still carrying debt, whether it's credit cards, a mortgage, or other loans, consider using part of your benefit increase to pay down debt faster. The money you save on interest can provide even more financial breathing room in the future. Some of you might want to use the increase to boost your charitable giving or help family members. The improved benefits give you more flexibility to support causes or people that matter to you. Remember that these benefit increases are permanent additions to your monthly income. Unlike one-time stimulus payments or temporary programs, these improvements will continue throughout your lifetime and even carry forward to survivor benefits for your spouse. With all these changes happening, it's important to stay informed about Social Security developments that could affect you. The Social Security Administration regularly updates its website with new information, and they send notices to beneficiaries when changes affect their specific situations. Don't hesitate to contact Social Security directly if you have questions about your benefits. You can call their national number at 1-800-772-1213, visit your local Social Security office, or use the online messaging feature in your My Social Security account. If you need help understanding how these changes affect your specific situation, consider meeting with a financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. Many advisors offer free initial consultations and can help you understand how Social Security fits into your overall financial picture. Local senior centers and area agencies on aging often provide free counseling about Social Security and Medicare issues. These services can be particularly helpful if you're dealing with complex situations involving multiple benefit programs. I want to hear from you in the comments below. Have you already seen increases in your Social Security benefits from the Social Security Fairness Act? Are you planning any changes to your budget based on the expected 2026 COLA increase? Your experiences can help other viewers understand how these changes are working in the real world. If you have questions about your specific situation, feel free to ask in the comments. While I can't provide personal financial advice, I can often point you toward the right resources or explain general rules that might apply to your situation. These Social Security improvements represent more than just numbers on a monthly statement. They represent recognition that seniors who have worked hard and paid into the system deserve to receive the full benefits they've earned. They represent a commitment to making sure Social Security remains strong and reliable for current and future retirees. The fact that these changes are happening now, with more potentially on the way, shows that your financial security is being taken seriously at the highest levels of government. From eliminating unfair penalties like WEP and GPO to providing meaningful cost of living increases, these policies are designed to help you maintain and improve your quality of life. As we move through 2025 and into 2026, keep an eye out for additional announcements about Social Security improvements. The foundation has been laid for more positive changes, and staying informed will help you take advantage of every opportunity to maximize your benefits. Your Social Security benefits are yours by right, not by charity. You've earned them through decades of work and contributions. These improvements are simply ensuring that you receive what you've already paid for, without unfair reductions or inadequate adjustments for the cost of living. If this information has been helpful to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know about future Social Security updates and changes. Share this video with friends and family members who might benefit from understanding these important changes. Together, we can make sure every senior knows about the benefits and improvements they're entitled to receive. Your financial future is brighter because of these changes, and there's more good news ahead. Stay informed, stay engaged, and make sure you're getting every dollar you deserve from Social Security.